Good evening, everyone. This is Brandon with Archie Cinema doing my next video. Today, I'll be doing something a little bit different today. Halloween is just around the corner, so this is the time of year everybody starts going back into their horror flick bag. There's such a wide array of horror flicks. People are digging into the old classics and some of the modern ones. They're going into their DVD, Blu-ray collections or checking them out on TV. I'm a horror flick fan also, but I'm a really big fan of horror flick box sets. So you can kind of just go through them all the ones. You can just go through them straight through or just pick and choose the ones that you like. Because, of course, in the series, there are going to be ones that you like better than the other ones. So I made a list of my personal favorite box sets. Some of these people are fans of, some are not. But these are my own personal favorites. I try to narrow it down the best I could. Going to be a pretty quick video. I'm going to go through my own personal favorite horror flick box sets right after this. We're back. I'm going to go through my favorite box sets here. I will say this, in my personal opinion, all of these box sets are worthy of having in your horror flick collection. All of these are entertaining. Of course, some are better than others, but I definitely want to hear you guys' insight into, do you like these box sets? Do you not? What am I missing? What are your personal favorite box sets, et cetera, et cetera? I narrowed it down to 9 box sets. Didn't want to make this too long, but just kind of getting to the point. In no particular order, I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. First box set, going to Scream Factory, The Fly Collection. The first 5 Fly movies: The Fly, Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly from 1986, and The Fly Part 2. All entertaining, entries into the series. My personal favorite is the original with Fly with Vincent Price, and then the 1986 David Cronenberg Fly, of course, with Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum, definitely on the cutting edge of technology at that time. So, great collection. All right. The next is The Omen Deluxe Edition Collection. Includes The Omen, Damien 2, The Final Conflict, Omen 4, The Awakening, and the 2006 version of The Omen. Once again, entertaining collection. Of course, the first one is undisputed classic. All these are good. The Omen 4, I'm gonna be real, it's kind of made for TV, so it's kind of the 2006 remake is actually very good, but it's literally like the same movie as the first. But regardless, an entertaining box set, good collection to have. All right, gonna go over to Arrow. This is the Ringu collection, of course, the original series that The Ring was based off of. This includes 4 movies: The Ring, The Ring 2, The Ring O, and it actually includes the original sequel to The Ring called Spiral. So, another great box set. All right. Next is the Psycho collection, the first 4 Psychos. I actually just got a chance to watch these movies recently. This is actually a very good set. I actually like all of these, surprisingly. After the first one, I was like, hey, man, nobody can beat Alfred Hitchcock. I didn't want to watch anymore. But going down the list, all the rest of these are actually worthy sequels. Of course, nothing can beat the original, but the rest of these kind of go straight down the more straight slasher horror flick style movies, and with the psychological aspect, but of course not as good as the original, but very good. All right. The next is Halloween, the 15-disc deluxe edition box set. It goes through the original Halloween to the Rob Zombie one. This is kind of a hot item right now because even though they re-released the 4Ks of the other Halloweens in the series, but the Rob Zombie ones still haven't been released on 4K yet. So I know some people are waiting for those. Some people hate those, but great collection. Even though some Hollywoods are better than the others, but great collection. All right. Next, this might be, as far as quality goes, this might be the best box set. Friday the 13th Collection Deluxe Edition. Fantastic box sets. This goes up into the Friday the 13th remake of 2009, I believe. But excellent films, excellent special features. It might take like a month to get through all these special features. This is definitely a must-have for a horror flick collection, especially if you're a Friday the 13th fan. Great box set. All right, hot off the presses. This is the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook box set, including the first 7 Nightmare on Elm Street films. Great collection. I haven't got a chance to go through the supplements for this. I never bought the Blu-ray collection before this, so I'm not sure. I know some people are off and on about some of the special features, but the quality of these films are excellent. Definitely a must-have for the collection. Like I said, I didn't buy the Blu-ray collection of this. I heard the special features were so it wasn't really worth getting. So, but I still have this. I mean, I just recently got this. Now I still have the old. This is the last Nightmare on Elm Street collection I got. This is not added into the list. This is kind of just extra here. The Nightmare on Elm Street collection, the New Line Platinum series. Show how old this is. I got this when Borders was still open. Borders bookstore. It was in the glass case. You got to get somebody to pull it out and all. And some gift certificates that I used back in the day for Borders. So, and this is actually a good box set if you don't have, if you're not upgrading to anything else. But this is actually a great box set to have. Same thing, the first 7 movies. But this is the last, prior to this new one, this is the last Nightmare on Elm Street box set I had. So, I didn't get the Blu-ray one after that. But great box set. And kind of putting the quarter in the meter right here. If you're a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series or the Friday the 13th series, definitely this is essential to have. This is a double feature. You can believe you can buy these separately, but I'm a fan of both series, so I got both in a 2-pack. It's Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy, and then Crystal Lake Memories, the complete history of Friday the 13th. If you want to know everything about the history of these movies, the origins of it, how every movie did, they go through it all. They bring back all the cast back that were living doing these interviews. Of course, Johnny Depp never came back for Nightmare on Elm Street, and Kevin Bacon never came back for Friday the 13th. But everybody else came back. I mean, it's a full. If you want to, when you get done with this, you'll pretty much know everything about both of these series. They go through literally every individual movie and go through the history of it, like how much everyone made, how these movies became. How Freddy and Jason became cultural icons, just so many details. So if you're a fan of these movies, definitely get this. It's essential. All right. Another great box set. This is the Universal Classic Monsters Collection. This is the Amazon limited edition. Great box set. If you're into classic horror, this is a great box set to have. It has, this includes Creature of the Black Lagoon, Dracula, Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Wolfman, and The Invisible Man. See that cool casing right there? Great box set. This is now they didn't include any new special features for those that have this Universal Monsters Blu-ray set. They didn't include any special features, but the quality is taking up a step with 4K. These are all, like I say, if you're a fan of classic movies, this is a great box set to have. My personal favorite would be Dracula. They show actually with the special features on that too. It includes the restoration. It has the other version of the Spanish version of Dracula, which quality-wise was people consider a better movie. So that was my favorite one out of all the discs. Not just with the movie, with the special features, but great collection to have. All right. And last but not least, this is a little bit left field here, but this is you thought that last was the big one. This is the big one. The Coffin set, Dark Shadows, the complete original series. Now, I grew up on Dark Shadows, but it used to come on the Sci-Fi channel when I was in college, and it used to come on an hour. And this is how old it is. This is back in the VCR days. I used to record it for an hour every day before I went to school. I watched it every day. But this is a great collection. For those that don't mind soap operas, that are into horror, I mean, this show was just it's a very addictive, ahead of its time show. This is the original print of the limited edition. This actually included the late great Mr. Jonathan Frid postcard included. But this is a great box set. This has 1,225 Dark Shadows episodes. And for those of you that haven't heard of Dark Shadows, like to me, I think it's on Amazon Prime, if I believe, but definitely a great box set, a great series to watch. I mean, they go into those elements with, of course, Jonathan Frid character being a vampire and ghost and all different types of conflicts. Just it's a soap opera with slash horror, if that makes sense. But I mean, great show, addictive show. I think when you start watching it, you can't stop. So, all right. So that's my personal favorite box sets, horror flick box sets. Hope you guys enjoyed those, and definitely give me your input into these. Which one of these do you like, or you have, or you don't have? And you all have a good day. Adios.